And today we are getting into Silent Hill F. We've done the appetizer that is Silent Hill: The Short Message, so time to do the actual one that just recently came out, which I'm very much looking forward to as a fan both basically of Silent Hill and the Fatal Frame games, which have always been very Japanese horror. I mean, heck, some of the other more indie games I've played have also been the same. Okay, looks like we're all good here. It's like speaker should be fine, I think. It's one of those things where I'm feeding the speakers into the recording device and then using headphones, but I don't think headphones would be a thing here. Okay, brightness setting. Please adjust the brightness so details in both the light and dark areas of the image are visible, which they are, so I think default is good. Health warning. In very rare cases, some players may experience symptoms such as eye pain. And depictions of gender discrimination, child abuse, bullying, drug-induced hallucinations, torture, graphic violence. This game is set in Japan in the 1960s. And autosave. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into this. Press any button. Ah yes, as a reminder basically from a recent comment on Moons of Madness, so for any game with dialogue, I should always look to make sure subtitles is turned on. Which would be audio? No. Language? There we go. Alright. Yep, okay, so by default, subtitles is turned on. Good. I don't think we need to show speaker necessarily. Sometimes that can kind of spoil stuff. But okay. Excellent. Let's go ahead and start this up. Action! Weaker enemies and more resources. The traditional Silent Hill difficulty for story-focused players. Or hard mode! Okay, it's only the two. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm going to assume traditional Silent Hill difficulty means, the other games, which, I don't know, I wouldn't say that some of them were easy, per se. Ooh, this is a tough one. It's do we really want to make it an uphill battle? For players familiar with action horror games, I mean, that is me. I am familiar with them. And I like how hard is now the traditional Silent Hill experience. Oh wow, okay, lost it. Okay, so you have, alright, story, easy mode, hard, which is medium, and Lost in the Fog, hard. Okay. Well, let's go with both that say traditional Silent Hill experience. I think I could probably do hard, but I mean, we're here more for a story than we are for action. I mean, that's what the climb to Elden Ring's all about right there. We don't need to throw more firewood on that fire.
ひなこ、お友達のところに遊びに行ったんじゃなかったの？
男の子と遊ぶ子はおままごとに入れてあげないだって。
じゃあお姉ちゃんと一緒におままごとしよっか。
本
当？お待たせ。お姉ちゃん、何かいいことでもあった？
ううん、昔を思い出してた。お姉ちゃんって小さい頃からずっとお姉ちゃんだったんだなって。
ひなこ、私ね。
これお姉ちゃんにあげる。
綺麗だわ。ありがとう。
Potential death flag set. I'm digging the vibe so far.
ひなこ、親に向かってその言い草は何だ。
お父さんやめてください。
純子があんなにも高校娘なのに、どうして妹の前は何もかも正反対なんだ。どこ行く。話はまだ終わってないぞ、ひなこ。
お父さん、ひな子だって分かってくれてますよ。
分かってたらどうしてあの態度になるんだ。これも全部お前がひな子をずっと甘やかしてきたからだろう。
ひな子、お父さんはね、あなたのためを思って
友達のとこ行ってくる。
早めに帰ってみてね。
Okay, head down the mountain, journal updated. Let's see. Shimizu Hinako, me. There's not a single extraordinary thing about me, except maybe being tall for a girl my age. I used to be in the track and field club, which is probably why I'm better at sports than most girls. I guess I got used to running around a lot when I was a kid, since I preferred playing with boys. I will admit, I can be quite stubborn at times. I don't like accepting things that other people decide for me, even if it's the right thing to do. More than once I've rebelled and made the wrong decision, only to regret it later. And then their mom, Shimizu Kimie, my mother. If I had to choose one word to describe her, it would be pitiful. She's the one who bears the brunt of my father's violent moods and malicious abuse. When I was younger, she used to protect me from him, so I didn't hate her back then. But maybe I do hate her now. Even as my father screams in her face, throws balls at her, and sends her out for alcohol late at night, she remains ever loyal to him. I just will not accept her way of life. And her dad, Shimizu Kanta, my father. When I first learned of the term patriarchal husband, and that it meant a man who does nothing but bosses his wife around, he was the first person to come to mind. Dad barely talks. He ignores me when I tell him good morning, but if I say nothing, he gets angry instead. And once he's angry, he just explodes. He loses all control over his emotions in the blink of an eye. He yells at Mom, throws things around, and even hits us. Why can't he act like that in public? Why does everyone else only get to see his quiet, calm side? If it meant that if it meant I wouldn't have to spend another second with him in that house, I'd happily let myself be taken away. And then I assume her sister, Kinuta Junko, my older sister. She's one of the prettiest and kindest people I know, and there's nothing she can't do. I can rely on her for anything. Honestly, she is the greatest sister anyone could ask for. She's always been there for me, ever since the day I was born, until the day she left to get married. I think I threw in until she left to get married. There we go. There's no way, never. Alright, so we got basic movement, running. Do we have stamina? It's like a soft gauge, I wonder. So far she's keeping up the pace, so... should all be good there. I don't want to kind of try to sneak into the back. No. Alright, can't cut across there. Can't take the bike? No. And down the mountain. But what about up the mountain? What are they hiding from me that I'm supposed to go down the mountain? Oh, someone else's house. With a letter. Article: Serious issues in Ibisu Gaoka. April 21st, Showa 20th, 1945, Evening Edition. The onsen geyser that suddenly started spewing water on the 3rd of this month in Iwashizumi. Ibisugaoka of Yamabe District finally came to a stop early this morning. The geyser reached a height of at least 30 meters, but the ceaseless noise and pungent hydrogen sulfide gas have left residents troubled. 3 individuals have been hospitalized with complaints of skin sores and other maladies that they claim were caused by the gas. In addition, strong concentrations of arsenic have been detected in the geyser's water, 20 milligrams per liter. Many residents have concerns about future environmental issues that might lead to... Many residents have concerns about future environmental issues this might lead to. There we go. I read that like it was going to lead to. Okay, use the start button to go to collectibles to view which key items and documents you currently have. Okay. There's our map. Okay, there's our house. There's down the mountain into town. Should only have the one, but sometimes they start characters out with items that you might not know they have. Whoopsie. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, we got nothing here either. It's a bit sensitive where I'm like flying by, even though I'm using the controller that doesn't have any drift going on. Okay, here we go. Back to running. I don't see anything on the other side there. There we go. There's the barrier I was looking for. Entry to mountain prohibited. Okay, so yeah. Landslides blocked off the path. I used to climb up there. Which definitely vibes of, okay, so we'll be returning there later in the game if I had to take a guess. I am very curious how they're going to go about tying Silent Hill, which is, you know, as the series has kind of been, like, you know, it's very much a, like, you know, the people who lived in the land before the settlers, you know, spoke of, you know, dark beings and, you know, kind of cursed the land and everything. So, like, it's very American-centric. So I wonder how they're going to tie it into, like, you know, now, old-time Japan. That said, my guess is, like, you know, anything Eldritch is not really contained to human spaces all the time. Local doctor's notes. There have been sightings of foxes coming into the town recently. I'm sure that the older generations who have grown up learning to respect foxes are fine, but I'm concerned for any children who may try and chase or provoke the creatures. Foxes by nature are not aggressive, but just like wild dogs, they carry diseases such as rabies, tetanus, and echinococcosis, to name just a few. The town committee should send out warnings to ensure people don't unnecessarily get close to them. I mix up some words there, but the meaning still came across. Okay, keep going down. Okay, I can't interact with, like, the fence gates. Sometimes at the beginning of the game it's good to see what's interactable or not, because it might set a precedent for what you can interact with later. Very rural, but I've been to parts of Japan like this before. That said, I've been to parts of the United States that are the rough equivalent. Rest at Hokora. The shrine? There we go. Saved. fancy house over here. Now this kind of screams that I'm going to be coming back through that house and that door will be open to like reconnect here because the path I'm probably about to take is going to get blocked off. That's kind of my forward-facing guess. Drinking at this time of day? A woman is only complete when she's loved, featuring the latest fashion for young women so pure they even make flowers blush. Okay. These little types of seats. It's funny to see them basically what is already kind of naturally a sit-down thing that stops your back from going into the paper wall. We take this down. Does that connect back to the road? Looks like it does. Can we interact with the water? No. I'm a bit surprised it's like a scrap of paper, but we can't look at it. Now this is interesting. Okay, again I feel like I'm gonna be sent there later or something. It's because it's so like standoutish of being like mushrooms growing there. I do like the occasional rustling.
人気がないな。千鶴屋なら誰か来てるかな。
What about Chizuruya? Maybe I'll find someone there, so we're heading to the Chizuruya general store. Okay. Open map. Yeah, that door basically I tried looking at before. That I guess we're gonna come back through. Yep, red X, meaning I'll probably open up later. Same thing with the mountain path. And then objectives. Oh, okay. Well, let me check that. Okay, this is more just how to use the map. Okay. So it looks like when you're in the map, triangle to check your objective though. So that's one of the things I didn't quite get. Yep, alright. Just do a quick sweep. Okay, I got a little Buddha statue there. Covered in moss. I always think of a saying my first host father had in Japan, since he was a Buddhist priest. And that's it. Buddhism's for the dying, Shinto's for the young. Got basically a little fox type setup here. Okay, go.
すいません。運転手さんいませんか？
Okay, a dead bird. Or, wait, is that a bug? It looked like a bird, but as it was zooming out, the wings might have been more insectoid. Okay, I didn't even notice the truck, honestly. I was walking up to see if I could read the sign. Okay. Game's definitely got the vibes. Again,
先に抜け道があったはず。
there's a shortcut up ahead. I keep debating how much of the Japanese I should say out loud for those that are only kind of listening on the side. But when it comes to the full cutscenes, it's like, that would result in me talking over them, so no. Okay, we're gonna squeeze on through. Gonna get your uniform all dirty, girl.
絶対に呪いよ。あんなひどい死に方あるわけないもの。私なら絶対に嫌。そんな家。噂をすればなんとやらだよ。
Think that it's gotta be a curse for someone dying like that? And it would never... I couldn't tell that second part was implicating that basically it would never happen to, like, their family? Ooh. Okay. Again, they're doing a good job. We got the soft horror build-up going on.
裏切り者。
サクコ、
どこ行くの？こっち通るの珍しいね。
車が道を塞いでてさ。
千鶴や？
今は誰かと喋りたくて。
私も後から行くね。
うん。じゃあね。
裏切り者。
So a few questions kind of come up as is, and that's that, like... I mean, wasn't she more of a tomboy that had more guy friends and girlfriends? I mean, it could have changed it, since, you know, she was younger to older. A lot of things change for people growing up, especially in Japan around that time.
どこ行ったんだろう。
Where'd the driver go? Good question. I always remember in Japan, one of my old students, she was super loudmouth, take charge, like an adorable brat to to sum it up. It's just like, but yeah, she ended up getting bullied and became super timid in high school, and it was like so weird to see that transition. Name: Suzutani Mayumi. Last seen wearing white blouse, long navy skirt, beige neckerchief with black polka dots. Details of disappearance. The rest have been torn off.
破られてる。
Torn? But okay, so people are vanishing, weird stuff going on. My instinct, given this is a Silent Hill game, would be that a cult is involved. But you do get games like Silent Hill 2, which would arguably be the best in the series, which I am of that mind that Silent Hill 2 is the best in the series. One of the things about Silent Hill 2 is that they kind of kicked the cult to the curb. I mean, came back basically with a vengeance in 3, so it's kind of fun seeing how things played out there, because I think 3, so far, historically, is probably the second best in the series. Okay, I got some normal construction here. Still under construction. When are they going to be finished? Okay, guess we go down this road. Thought I heard the sound of, like, waves almost for a brief second.
シュだ。
Shoo! Who are you, Shoo? Here we go. Shoo! Iwai Shoo! Shoo's been my best friend since forever. He's my partner. We've been having playdates for as long as I can remember. When we play make-believe Space Wars, we'd call each other partner, and for some reason, it just kinda stuck. Kids of the Showa era tend to look down on the other sex, but never Shu. When I rebelled against my parents because they told me to act like a girl, he was the one who understood my feelings the most and stood by me. As for Sakuko, Igarashi Sakuko, one of my friends, she's always got her head up in the clouds and a little strange. She's constantly trying to worm her way out of paying me back for the 500 yen I lent her that one time. Her father is the head priest of the Senentsugi shrine in town. She seems to take great pride in donning the traditional Miko robes and selling charms during the New Year celebrations. I do like how even her little journal drawing has like Kira Kira stars going on. Little sparkling stars. And I guess I didn't notice that he has lightning bolts. The journal's cute. I like the journal. Get some personality for our main girl here across.
Yo, 相棒。
シュウ。
あのさ。
うん。なんか言ってよ。
お前こそなんか言うことはないのかよ。
相棒にないんだったら私にだってない。
まあ、お前らしいや。受け身な生き方なんてお前らしくないぜ。お前が自分で選んだ道なら俺はいつまでも応援するからな。
シュウ。
シュウ君、お待たせ。ひなこもいたんだ。
リンコ。
何の話をしてたの？
いや、大した話は。
誰かとおしゃべりしたい気持ちだったんだって。
気が紛れたよ。
それはよかった。お役に立てて光栄の極み。会えると分かってたら借りてた雑誌持ってくればよかった。
ああ、貸したままでいいよ。リンコに貸した時点で戻ってくると思ってないし。
んだとこんちくしょう。笑いすぎだよ。サクコだってひなこから何か借りてるんじゃないの？私なんかあったかな。ねえひなこ、じゃあ私が借りてる500円も返さなくていいよね。サクコ利子つけて返すとか言ってなかった？言ってないよ。証文あんなら出してみろ。いいこと聞いた。これからはサクコに貸すとき消しゴムであっても証文書かせるから。そんな意地悪言わないでよ。ねえねえ、昨日のラジオ聞いた？聞いた。でも途中で寝ちゃった。ひなこ？
あ、ごめん。何？
裏切りも。
Is. Okay, stare at the fog monster. We crash bandicooting this, I see. Much more vicious fog than traditional for Silent Hill. kind of like the dynamic, like, plant growth and whatnot. Okay, I haven't taken any damage yet. We're slowly headed back up the mountain. I hope I didn't take a wrong path just now. Okay, might have taken... Okay, good. There's like a lady in the fog. Note from Shu. Hey partner, these painkillers should work best for you. They'll not only take care of your headaches, but also any pain from injuries. I suspect that the main cause behind your nasty headache is from you unconsciously grinding your teeth when you're upset. Does that sound about right? If you ever need to talk if you need to talk or anything, just call my name and I'll be there. Red capsules. Painkillers in capsules. Release pain and raises spirits. Oh, slightly restores health and current max sanity. Okay, so we got a sanity meter up in here. Okay. Oh, we got 10 painkillers. Nice. Okay. Less nice that it wasn't really a full heal, but it did get us out of an injured state. They set us facing that way, so golden rule is always then to check the other path. Okay, got another fox shrine here. And down here we go. Strong start so far. I do like... It raises a lot of mysteries all at once. Because what I wonder about is how much of this is kind of in her head versus how much of this is happening. Because, generally speaking in Silent Hill, you have stuff happening in people's heads, but like, the vast majority though, like, it is impacting the world. Like, even in 2, you have other people experiencing weird stuff. Oh, bandage. Bandages coated with ointment used to stop bleeding. Application is taught in all local schools. Greatly restores health. Okay. There we go. I figured they gave it to me to get the health back up to cap, since they injured me for tutorial purposes. Okay, what is this place? So we need to get back to Sakuko. But Sakuko was starting to be grown over by weird red fungus stuff, so, I don't know if she is gonna be okay. Okay, we can go up. What about... Okay, dead end. No. Oh, we can actually check this out. Excellent. Red capsules. But yeah, the fact of the sanity meter, though, kind of makes me wonder how much will be mental. There's that temptation, like eternal darkness, of like, what if we got our sanity low and just, you know, let it ride? But let us not die for the sake of science too much here. Okay, can't see anything from that window. Okay, mystery shadow down the lane. It's almost about time for an enemy tutorial. Saw dripping briefly. At least I think I did. Oh yeah, in hindsight. What was the journal? Up? Yeah, we actually didn't look at Rinko's entry. Nishida Rinko, one of my friends. She's really put together, but can be a little inflexible in how she does things sometimes. Once she set her mind to something, that's it. And recently, that something seems to be clothes, fashion, and other womanly pursuits. Rinko once confessed to me that she had a crush on Shu. I told her that I was all for it, but if she can't get used to the idea of rolling around in the dirt and catching insects for fun, she might have a tough time. Okay, and update on main character's journal. Unlike my sister Junko, who was always a golden child, I've been a handful ever since I was little. My parents told me that I never listened to a single word they said. I'd make my mom cry and my dad furious. But Junko was always there for me. She understood me. She looked out for me. That's why I love my sister and I've always done what she asked of me. Or, at least, I've tried. She would smooth things out between me and my parents, which made life in the house a little more bearable. That is, until she got married, of course. So, okay, good. Got rid of the update circle on our journal. Really curious who Junko's husband is, given all the resentment against the wedding. I mean, the resentment is more just her older sister not being around, but I noticed there's no journal entry for... Okay. Bucket kind of got kicked around the corner. So real quick curious about Junko's entry. Okay, Kinuta. I don't think anyone else has that family name so far. Yep, okay. But if we come across a Kinuta, that's probably in the family she married into. Okay, so circle for dodging to evade. If you dodge just for an enemy lands, you'll perform a perfect dodge and recover your stamina. Okay. This might not be the way we should be going, but ideally we don't run into more enemies. And ideally, we can find a weapon. Dang, it's us. Alright, I guess we just gotta keep running. Even though I think... Alright, how good's the pathfinding on the enemy? Okay, we got away. And yeah, they mentioned that basically we can break out of combat by avoiding being in the enemy's gaze. Ooh. This does not seem like the main path. Okay, actually, it kind of does seem like the main path, but it was pretty tucked away. Yokon, a jelly-like dessert filled with red bean paste. A bite-sized delight, greatly restores health, can also be used as an offering. Offering certain items at a Hokora will allow you to receive faith. Okay. Additionally, enshrining objects within a Hokora will allow you to receive faith. Using faith, you can draw for Omamori, pray to receive various benefits using a blank Emma, clear mind to recover your sanity. If you have chosen story as your action difficulty level, then you can recover both your health and sanity without using faith by visiting a Hokora. Okay. Okay, so yeah, basically combat, only got health, stamina. Okay, so stamina is, at the very least, an action. There's a limited amount. Attacking, dodging, which makes sense in hindsight, is a perfect dodge to recover stamina. Stamina's a thing. Attacking, dodging, or running while in combat will deplete your stamina. If you run out of stamina, you will become out of breath and you won't be able to act until you have recovered. Okay, good to know. Okay, dodging, we already read that one. Fleeing. The key to survival is knowing when to stand your ground and fight and when to run. You can escape from combat by getting out of your enemy's sights. Okay, equipment. Yeah, we only got the one page so far, which is our, if you run out of a certain item, then collect more of it. You won't have to re-add it to your shortcut. Okay, that's good to know. It seemed to be the case with the bandages, but... Ooh. Okay. What good is a woman who can't even properly cook? Okay, nothing else back here. But I'm kind of glad we got the little item to offer up to the shrine, because we will definitely do that. The thing I wonder about is how far back did the enemy go? Because I want to make sure that we didn't, like, accidentally pass by a weapon. Okay, there's an item we missed. Let's make sure the enemy isn't patrolling or anything. Okay, red capsule. Okay, I don't see nor hear it, so we should be safe. I do like how they teach you right off the bat, you know, run, not fight. That is heartening to see that direction. Oh, in hindsight, this might have not been the... Wait, no, actually... I don't know which would be the golden path. Okay, more foxes. 1 is ambient. 2, it's like, okay. 3, alright, we're setting a trend here, so... But kind of figured that basically given the description they had on the foxes, because it's like, yep, you know, foxes, good old Tanuki and Kitsune, as it were, mischievous spirits. Now, ain't this confusing, though? Which way... Let's see. Okay, so we're trying to... Oh, alright. Looks like the other one is not Golden Path. If I had to take a guess, because on the map it looks like this would be... There's no center of the map to show, but like, I assume it's going up and around to get back to the store. So if we go down, that wouldn't be Golden Path, which means a little climb up area is optional, which means there might be treasure. I couldn't tell if the light was there and then went out to indicate Golden Path or not. That's a bit concerned. Oh, red capsules. Nice. Use X when near drawers or boxes to search them. Is there anyone here? Uh-oh. Okay, I might have gone on the Golden Path by accident. Okay. Some red capsules. Before we open up the first floor door, I'd prefer to check upstairs. Rifling through people's doors. I mean, drawers. Okay, we can open up that door. And this door, I guess. Okay, it's stuck. Okay, we got some blood dripping. More Yokon. Ah, okay, so it's a draw cord and blood nearby. So the draw cord is not the blood. Examine. Bloody key. A key with an unknown bloodstains. Not sure what it unlocks. Okay, examining objects. When you're near certain objects, you can examine them by using X, move the camera by using the left analog, or take a closer look by using L1. After doing so, you can use X to examine an object in greater detail. Okay. So we can't look at the mask anymore. Definitely some thinly veiled metaphors going on here of, you know, fleshy automatons, the girl's rebellious, kind of seeking her own freedom. But, you know, the system's trying to keep her down. The snip. Dang it. Alright, what room? What was in the room that she came out of? Backdoor key, okay. Sturdy looking barrel key, judging from its size and blades. It should be used to open the back door. There we go. Gotta be a bit careful with our stamina. Can we close the door? No. Can't tell if it's going back upstairs or not, because I want to look at that... the back porch area to see if there's any pills we can grab. Lungs were quiet. Okay, didn't seem like there was anything. Phew, okay. Omamori whale. When using a restorative item, you will not be interrupted by normal attacks. Not bad. Okay, go to equipment. Omamori. Here we go. And it's really hard to tell how close or far that monster is. Oh, can we actually not get down from here? Do we actually have to go through the house? I think we have to go through the house. But okay, so this was... not Golden Path. Dang it. I don't know if it saw us there or not. I do wish there was a better indication of, like, alertness. Uh-oh, what? What? Okay. There has to be a way out than here, because the front door is not, not opening. Okay, we can't seem to run on the ladder. Okay. Where do we even go, then? Okay, at times like this, I wish you had a weapon just for kind of getting some breathing space here. Okay, so we need to lure it here, juke around the table, go back upstairs. Hello. Okay. We can't exit out the window. Ah, here we go. Use bloody key. I wonder, can we actually hop back in if we wanted to look? Okay, we can. And I'm almost kind of half tempted. It's like, can we bait the monster? Okay. darting its patrol pass. We can do one quick sweep. Okay, despite the books, can't really look at any of them. Dang. There's a plan to jump across this. No, okay. Oh, there's a ladder. Oh, derp. Okay, return to Chizuru's store while avoiding monsters. Okay, so this should loop back to the waterway.
まずい。柊たち無事だといいけど。
Making sure not to run so we don't run into combat and suddenly start losing stamina. Okay, another fox shrine. Ooh, more pills. Hello. Run! Ah, wait, maybe we're not going back the other way. Oh, so I did miss a potential treasure secret thing. Antique comb, a small hairbrush specifically made to be used in religious ceremonies. A type of offering yields a great deal of faith when enshrined. Okay. Ooh. That's it. This praying get me out of combat? Some offerings not only recover health and sanity, but also can be exchanged for faith at a Hokura. Use faith at Hokura to fully restore your sanity. If you've chosen story as a difficulty, then you can recover both health and... okay, so that's the same as we saw before. Use faith you've received at Hokura to obtain Omamori. Which, that's what I'm more intrigued about. Give me that gotcha. Alright, let's record. And then let's... yeah, so I don't have any of that, so let's go ahead and... okay, so a single Yokon gives 30 faith. The antique comb gives 300. And I don't think they would give us any, like, story plot relevant thing here, so let's go ahead and offer that up. Although we can offer the Yokon, but I think we want to wait until probably increments of hundreds. So maybe after like 4 Yokon. There we go. You've received faith. Draw Omamori. Ah, okay, so it's 300 per draw. Exchange 300 faith for a random Omamori? Yes. Omamori, plum, increases max stamina. Okay. Oh, and the next one's 400. Ah, okay, okay. We might as well save now that we've got the Omamori. Okay, and then let's go ahead and equip that new one, because at the very least for right now, max stamina is probably better than the ability to heal during a hit. So if there's a part later on where we take a lot of like chip damage, like a bug swarm attack or something, then the other one will probably come in handy. Also, good to know then that basically that light burning out from before was an indication of, like, the proper golden path for story stuff. So, if we see that in the future, we kind of say that...
Rinko?
Hey. James Sunderland will be proud. But one probably shouldn't seek James Sunderland's approval. Alright. Use R1 to light attack. They don't deal much damage, you'll be able to attack more swiftly. R2 for heavy attack. Your movements will be slower, but you'll deal far more damage and have a greater chance of stunning enemies. Enemies take more damage while stunned. Okay, so lock on basically is square. Alright, good to know. I'm back to playing the Souls! Ah, dang you. Okay, so the little like rainbow cue. Okay, good. I don't think we need to heal quite yet. Ah, counters. Certain enemy attacks will leave them vulnerable to counterattacks. A visual hint will appear when it is possible to counterattack. When the visual hint is shown, use R2 to perform a counter. The visual hint indicating that a counter is possible will be visible for longer when you're using L2 to focus. Okay, so L2 focuses. If no visual hint is shown during an enemy's attack, that attack cannot be countered. Additionally, hints will not appear while Hindiko is attacking or dodging, so keep a close eye on enemies' movements. Okay. Although, what did they mean by focus by L2? Oh, I think that like takes up more our sanity? Question mark. Ah, dang. Okay. Okay, so I guess that's not our sanity, the flowers. Because we use some of that for focus. But then it regens? Yeah, there we go. And okay, let's... Nope, that's weapon. Nope, that's journal. One of these was... Oh yeah, it was L1 to open up the health items, yeah. Alright, let's use a bandage. Bandage. Let's use a bandage. English. I totally know it. Totally. 100%. As I always joke, I give up half my English for knowledge of half Japanese and mastery of neither. Toolkit. A portable toolkit containing commonly used tools for home repair. Restores equipped weapons' durability. Ooh, boy, durability is in the game. Okay, use toolkits to repair weapons and restore their durability. Toolkits can be added to your item shortcut using down arrow. Once weapon durability has been exhausted, the weapon will break and disappear. Toolkits can be used to restore weapons' durability. Okay, so... Alright. Real quick here. Combat. Looked like the moon was durability, which I want to confirm. Oh, here's sanity. We never got that breakdown. Your sanity is linked to the use of focus and psychological attacks from enemies. When not in a state of focus for some time, your sanity will recover to your current maximum. If you are attacked while using focus, or use a focus attack, your maximum sanity will decrease. Okay. Taking psychological damage will cause your sanity to decrease. Once you have no sanity left, your health will take damage instead. Ooh. You can use items such as Ramune and Divine Water or visit Hokora and choose Clear Mind to restore your max sanity. If you have chosen Story as your action difficulty level, then you can recover both your health and sanity without using Faith by visiting Hokora. Also, being attacked while using Focus will not cost max sanity. Okay, so only Focus attacks will use up stamina. Good. I mean sanity. If I said that or not. I don't know if I said that or not. Okay. Teach me of durability. No, okay, that's Omamori. Okay, nothing there. Okay, we already have it on the shortcut list here, so that's good. But okay, so good to know that there are times that we do just want to still juke enemies. We'll probably save the beatdowns then for when we want to explore an area. But if we're just running on by, we don't need to fight. I mean, heavens knows, this is a Silent Hill game, so we will be fighting a boss most likely.
シュウどこにいる
We'll be fighting a boss at some point. Yep, another fox shrine. Or two of them. Oh, Ramune, the best-selling soft drink in town. It packs a fizzy, refreshing punch that wakes you up with it one sip. Greatly restores current max sanity. Can also be used as an offering. Okay. Do wonder how the foxes are going to fit into everything. Because we've seen basically, I always forget its name, the night lily blossom thing that usually represents death. And we have basically like the, what is it, the bleeding tear fungus or whatever? I forget what it's called in nature, but it looks like it's like, you know, crying blood. Okay, looks like a mom and pop store. There we go. And more Ramune. Can't use any of this, okay. Okay, red capsules. You can restore your sanity at a Hokura. Yep, okay. Ooh, another steel pipe. A rusty but sturdy steel pipe. It's long enough to work as a makeshift weapon. Okay, let's go ahead and save our progress here. Cool, cool. Okay, we got about 20 minutes, so I think we should be good to try and get to the next shrine after this one.
菓子が食べられるよ。おやすみ、咲子。
I don't believe she's dead. They had a whole journal entry with the whole sparkling going on, so she's either coming back as a monster or this is all in the mind.
帰りな。今日はもう閉店だよ。咲子。私やっぱり咲子との約束守りたいよ。
Yeah! Interesting choice to do a battle arena, but alright. Oh, okay. So we can't get too much into the plants. Nice. A 2-for-1. Hopefully the girl's not tripping, and she's not beating actual humans. There are the foxes. See, that's my concern about her tripping, is that, like, foxes and raccoons are kind of known for being a bit of tricksters, so it's like, this could all be, supernaturally speaking, could all be a delusion. It could just be that she's beating random townspeople to death with a lead pipe. Which, I mean, that's one way to break free if you're a social construct, but, fighting society, you need a lot of resources to do that. Thy restless heart betray thee as unfit for this auspicious day. Thou must first pay respects to the gods and the spirits of thine ancestors. A restless heart leads to a corrupt soul. Only through sufficient offerings laid upon many stands may thy soul be cleansed. Okay. They mentioned an auspicious day, although... It's a little dead bird dressed up in a kimono. Okay. Bloody drink. It's a rat treat. Mmm. Ah, fish. Okay, I was wondering about fish, but okay, so good old filleted fish and just a fan, right? All right. Oh, we can't look at the hint again. Ah, okay. I think I see. All right, let's say examine. All right, flower blood and flower bud. That is. I think I said flower blood on branches, which. Well, let's do a bit of a proper order of elimination here. Can I put it back on the plate? No, I can't. Okay. Oh, remove. There we go. All right, let's look at the fish offering. Okay, so we got clouds. Oh no, I think basically top left. And then, okay, on the fan, okay, I think far left. Okay, circular flower, which would be, yep, middle. Our little rat kebab. Bit harder to tell here. But probably just the leaf itself? Which... Grand Hall, and we are losing focus. We can't run, but we can dodge.
Ohayo. 悪い夢にうなされていたかな。
悪い夢。
怪我はないか。怪我をするようなことは私がする。君は体を大事にしなさい。
I don't know about trusting this guy.
ありがとう。
それでは行こうか、ひなこ。
どこ？
どうした？こっちだ。
誰なの
？Following a blue flame foxman into the darkness seems like a not a great idea. It's the equivalent of following after the will-o-wisps. It's like, yeah, you might find something cool. Or, you know, drag into the nighttime forest for all sorts of fey-like creatures and whatnot to basically fall victim to. But who knows, sometimes you might be the guest of honor at a party of yokai or fey. Okay, we can run. So tempted to walk off the beaten path, but I'll save all my shenanigans for when I if I beat the game and then replay it, because otherwise there's gonna be a lot of death for me being like, what about this? And what about this? What about this? And the answer is most likely death, death, and more death. I do wonder also if the implication is that maybe... Okay, all the different yokai. Are these patterns? Symbols of some kind? Okay. It's definitely a larger pattern at play here. Okay, I think that was the same as the other one, right? Yeah, okay. So it is based on what's, drawn on them. Now that said, there's, row after row after row, so I don't think we'd remember all of these. And what I'm kind of wondering is, if we take the cult at their word, which, you know, if you get that for Silent Hill 3, their god had all sorts of offspring. So maybe this is like a different Silent Hill eldritch god thing, maybe? Or just good old-fashioned kitsune magic. Kaiken, a beautiful dagger used for ceremonial purposes. The blade has been intentionally dulled, so it doesn't make the best weapon. However, it does seem surprisingly durable. Okay. The Inari statues. Laughing? Creepy. Girl, it's a fox. What do you expect? The joke is always on you, the dumb human. It is interesting, though, to kind of tie Japanese mythos into kind of the Silent Hill mythos. Okay. Journal updated. Ooh, okay, so Fox Mask is his name. A mysterious man who wears a fox mask. He never takes it off, so I feel I have yet to see his true form, or his true self. He has such a refined air about him. I think he must come from a very well-off family. For whatever reason, he seems to know me well and treats me kindly. He's almost like a prince from a fairy tale. In fact, this whole situation is like a story from a book. Who are you, and why are you leading me down this path? Indeed, indeed.
こっちだ、ひなこ。
Not a lot of branching for a side path, it seems. Investigate the shrine vault. Some Yokon. Okay, what can we enshrine? We do all of these. That's only 160. Not even enough for a single offering. And it's still 400, right? Yeah, okay. So it doesn't like change per shrine. Okay, let's go ahead and save. And it's like we're a tiny bit under time, but I'm afraid that if I don't quit here, the next shrine we will encounter will be for some time. So like, I think we'll call it here for today. I'll probably throw up an extra video on Saturday and or Sunday for Silent Hill F, because you know it's for Halloween, and we're approaching Halloween, so that means the next video this will be after Halloween, sadly. But yeah, no, I'm curious where more of this will go. And yeah, maybe next time we'll go ahead and like make it a tiny bit longer to kind of make it for the time today, since it's a tiny bit short. But that's fine. That's fine. I can't even look at the. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hinako, look at the camera. Yeah. But all right, let's go ahead basically and wrap it up here while we're at a save point. And yeah, I'm very interested to see exactly where this goes, because like, again, there's a lot of Japanese mythos, and I know there's the Silent Hill mythos, but a lot of the Silent Hill mythos that is established has always been through the word of the cult that featured in 1 and 3. And so it's like, you know, how much do you take their word on it? Oh, I do like a little idle animation there. So it's like, you know, nah. But I'm thinking of like, you know, in Silent Hill 3, it's like, you know, the yellow god Chuchalbara, the red god Lapselvith, like from crazy cult ladies spiel. But even she had a lot of that lady. Turns out the lady that basically that grew up in a cult didn't have that good of an upbringing, so she might not have been all there in the head, but a lot of supernatural stuff in the Silent Hill mythos, so they could tie it into kind of like that, where this is, you know, Foxmass has yellow eyes, yellow god Chuchalbara, like, Or, I mean, it could be like a soft reboot for the series, too. Because I was thinking the short message might have been like a way to connect the whole, you know, the Silent Hill phenomenon. You know, it's fog is showing up in random places. But this takes place far before even Silent Hill 1 does. So, a lot of questions. But then in Silent Hill short message, though, they did mention, you know, that one person's grandmother from Japan, oracle-like powers. Yeah. In short, I'm curious. Like, I got a few ideas cooking on where it's going to go, but I'll be curious which one actually pays off in the end. But alright, let's go ahead and wrap this up here. Actually, one reason I need to be very strict on time today is that I do have something to do in a tiny bit here. So, alright. Until next time. Later.